Welcome to the Terrier Startup Challenge. We're going to let some of our attendees keep rolling in as we get started here. I'm going to give it another minute as we watch the attendees file in. It's exciting to watch that attendee number keep going up. This is fun. All right. Again, I'm Kurt McPhail. I'm the Executive Director of the Office of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, as well as the Career Center here at Wofford College. I am excited that everyone is here tonight for the 5th annual Terrier Startup Challenge. I have the luxury of being in our office with all of our teams behind us, mask and social distance. I've got my mask that I'll put on as soon as I finish talking, but it is exciting for all of us to be here. And particularly for all of our attendees to be here in the audience. This is our 5th annual Terrier Startup Challenge. Over the last 5 years, over 70 student ventures have come through this competition with ideas that they have either to make the world a better place or to make themselves some money. All sorts of things and ideas have come through here, and we are excited that you have joined us. I just want to pay a special thanks to these teams. This has not been an easy year for anyone, particularly those folks who are in college, and everywhere really has been affected by the pandemic. Many of these students have had experience, a college experience that wasn't ever in their wildest dreams, but they have persevered. They have also been focused. They've created ventures, they've created ideas, and tonight we get to celebrate those. I am going to turn this over to Tyler Senecal, but before I do, I have to say how thankful I am for his leadership in this. Tyler has single-handedly worked with every single team that you will see tonight, has been the mainstay of logistics and trying to be innovative for figuring out how do we do a virtual pitch competition that has live judges, live results, and all of that other stuff. So you're in for a real treat. I'm excited that you get to see some of the best that Wofford has to offer. Tonight is a celebration not only of innovation, but also of the liberal arts in education, and a celebration for Wofford College that all of us should be super proud of. Tyler, I'm gonna let you take it away and tell folks, introduce our judges and talk about what the run of show will be.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And Kurt, thanks so much for that introduction. As Kurt said, over the past 5 years, we've had more than 70 student teams representing all different academic areas that have pitched in the Terrier Startup Challenge. And tonight, we're excited to introduce you all to 11 new innovative leaders who are going to pitch their startup ideas. We're proud of their work. We're proud of the perseverance that they've shown and the willingness to step out of their comfort zones and take risks to pursue this opportunity. Over the years of doing these events, I've come to learn that having a great panel of judges is one of the most important aspects of a successful pitch competition. These judges serve to advise and challenge and inspire our students, and it's one of the keys to an impactful pitch competition. So with that said, I'd like to introduce our panel of judges tonight. So we have 3 judges with us. First is Lakeisha Whitner. Lakeisha has been a key leader in Spartanburg for many years now. She's led the Start Me Spartanburg initiative for the past 5 years, which is a micro business incubator program that supported over 70 businesses and helped develop over 100 jobs. Lakeisha also manages the Supportive Services Program with the Northside Development Group, where she provides financial literacy, homeownership skills, employment opportunities, and resources to the 1,800 families that live right across the street from Wofford in the north side of Spartanburg. Lakeisha is an active leader in the community. She's run for mayor and county council in recent years, in addition to being an adjunct professor at Spartanburg Community College. Next, we have Joseph McMillan, who's with us. Joseph is a graduate from Wofford from the class of 2013. He's the founder and CEO of Atlas Organics, which is a company that recycles organic waste streams, including yard waste, food waste, water treatment residuals from corporate clients like Sierra Nevada and Adidas, as well as residential municipalities. And his company transforms these into nutrient-rich soil for sustainable agriculture and landscaping. Joseph has been a huge supporter of Wofford entrepreneurship And now he actually employs several recent Wofford alums. Joseph was named to Forbes 30 Under 30 in the social impact category, and he was also recognized as Wofford's Young Alumni Entrepreneur of the Year in 2019. And last but certainly not least, we have Sammy Bernstein, who's with us. Sammy is a graduate from Wofford, class of 2017. She is also was named Forbes 30 Under 30, but in the marketing category. Sammy's the co-founder and chief marketing officer of Kickback, the friend-to-friend shopping app that pays users for sharing brands and products they love. Sammy has built partnerships with Kickback with brands including Nike, Sephora, Apple Music, and Uber Eats. It is an absolute privilege to have these judges with us. We are grateful and we're excited for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and go through our run of show. Just a second. All right. Here we go. So here's what you can expect tonight. We've got 11 different teams who are going to have 3 minutes to pitch. After these teams pitch, they'll have just about a minute and a half for each of our judges to give them a piece of feedback, a suggestion, an idea that they might want to consider. After all the 11 teams get finished with their pitches, we're going to go into a fan favorite voting. So you guys in the audience will have the chance to decide who's going to take home the $500 fan favorite vote or fan favorite prize. Then we'll announce the top 5 teams. Those top 5 will come back for a 3-minute Q&A round with our judges. And then after that, we're going to have an update from the team that won in 2020. And then we'll announce the winners and we'll wrap up. So you should know that the teams that you're going to see, the order they're presenting in was totally random. Our judges are scoring using a rubric that all the teams have had the opportunity to look at and study. Those scores are being done in real time since this is a live event. So we're going to know who wins and we're going to know where people stand right on time. So with that, I'm really excited to welcome Will Owen with Secure. He's our first company. We will not be taking any breaks between this. We're just going to run one pitch to the next and keep things moving. So Will Owen with Secure, the floor is yours. And let's see, I probably need to pass back to speaker view. All right, Will.
Hi there, my name is Will Owen, and I'm a senior with a major in business economics. And last summer, I founded the company Secure. While living at the beach during the pandemic, I tried to relive my surfing days as a kid. Although I had little success, I found a problem other than the fact that I had no balance. I discovered that there is not a safe and effective way to record myself while in the water. I tried to use other solutions, but nothing seemed to work. One thing that I thought of was that GoPro was too expensive for me. As someone who didn't do enough exciting activities, I didn't want to invest in one. The current solutions besides that also cost $100 for all the accessories involved. With this problem, I came up with the idea of Secure. Secure is a solution for those who do not want to spend $100 on a GoPro or a waterproof phone case. What it does is allow anyone to easily put their phone into a sealed waterproof case that is touchscreen compatible. Once secured, it can be attached to any GoPro accessory and capture great footage with your smartphone. However, over time, I hope to develop a waterproof speaker with a mic that also can be attached to the case and will allow people to listen to music or make phone calls. In 2018, the market size for action cameras was $3.3 billion. And with 2.71 billion people having a smartphone in 2019, there's an opportunity for smartphone users to turn their phone into an action camera. While I'm still in the development phase of the product and yet to determine a price, lost my spot. I'm in the development phase of the product. I hope to make revenue through direct product sales with the website and selling the product in small surf shops, ski lodges, rafting centers, and other tourist attractions. With the help of 2 classmates, Sam Larkin and Mitchell Ward, in my small business class, we came up with this revenue model that shows that we would make $16,000 in our first year. The impact. So with GoPro, they release an annual camera every year. And with iPhone cameras coming out the new model every year as well, waterproof cases and GoPros being thrown away constantly. With Secure, what we plan to do is convert occasional GoPro users into a secure user where they only need to make a one-time purchase that will fit with any phone, no matter the model. Is our goal to, this device will ultimately help reduce the amount of GoPros and waterproof phone cases that are thrown away because of the new model or the next iPhone being released, and will help lower the amount of waste that is in our environment. So far, I have conducted focus groups and met with people to get feedback on what the range of the price should be, as well as feedback on design. Currently, I'm working with Freelancer to find a designer who can do 2D model of the design. And once it's up to my standards, I hope to hire a drawer who can draw the actual dimensions, which can then be sent to a manufacturer to be made. With your money, I plan on being able to afford these drawers and designers, as well as being able to place my first shipment order of the product. So, whose investment can I secure today? Thank you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find my mute button. Good to see you today, Will. Good presentation. Only suggestion I wanted to share with you is no one else knows if you mess up but you. Just keep rolling through it, okay? Yeah, and also, what amount of funds are you seeking? So if you would just remember the financials when you're sharing, that is all I have for you. Great job.
Thank you.
Hey, Will, great concept. I wanted to just kind of give you some feedback. I think it's great that you're making a product that can go from one device to another. I think a lot of the consumer product market is disposable these days, and seeing somebody who's got a product that's going to kind of last over a period of time and not have to be iterated with every new thing that is the market is a great concept. And I think that's a strong point for you moving forward.
Thank you.
Hi, Will. I'm Sammy. Awesome job. So I wish you had a product like this before I bought my like $500 GoPro years ago. I really, really do admire the product. And I think just riffing off what Joseph mentioned, with it being something that you use in the ocean. I know you mentioned your love to surf. I'm sure you love the water. I wonder if there is a bit more impact in some type of partnership that you can do so that the materials sourced for the plastic container come from maybe water bottles recycled from the ocean or any type of ocean waste. I know there's a lot of companies in the space doing that. And on the consumer side, it definitely influences our purchases.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cam Calder. I'm a junior business economics major, and my startup company is called Fight Trade. I would like to kick off my presentation with a short story. Around exactly a year ago, I was training at a gym in Inman called Revolution Martial Arts. One day, a kid named Kevin came in with nothing but a will to learn and some insane motivation. He had no gloves, no shin guards, or the knowledge to find proper gear on a budget. Luckily, I and a couple other guys at the gym had an extra pair of gloves and shin guards for him to use until he was able to find funds for his own. Since then, he has become a phenomenal martial artist and is still improving greatly. If you look to the picture on the far left, you can see Kevin on the podium in the second place position for a local jiu-jitsu competition. He's come a long way. There are so many people like Kevin who want to learn, but lack the access to proper equipment and knowledge. This causes them to give up or never even try. This is not necessary or fair. In order to help the other 3.9 million people like Kevin, I have come up with Fight Trade. Fight Trade is a specialized e-commerce marketplace where martial artists can buy, sell, and trade equipment of all kinds. This allows beginners and even longtime practitioners to obtain the proper equipment at a budget-friendly price, and for longtime practitioners to also get rid of their unwanted equipment. Currently, there's an estimated 3.9 million martial artists in the United States. If Fight Trade were able to just attract 10% of those martial artists and charge 10% commission on each transaction, and we'll say each transaction probably averages around $20 or so, and that's pretty conservative. Fight Trade could potentially generate $780,000 in revenue in the first year of operation, assuming each user participated in only one transaction. On top of this exciting untapped market, the sport of MMA is also the fastest growing sport in the world and the third most popular, behind basketball and soccer, with a whopping 451 million fans. I believe that this growing popularity will result in a continually growing market for years to come. The creation of Fight Trade will help welcome people into and out of the world of martial arts by lowering the challenge of entry and exit. On top of being a great exercise, each and every martial arts style teaches discipline and humility, which is key for personal growth of all walks of life. So far, I've identified this pervasive problem and have been conducting consumer research to better understand the market. Moving forward, I plan to create a functioning platform that consumers will be able to use, and from this, I will be able to gauge customer engagement. I will build this platform with any funds rewarded to me in this competition. Thank you.
Very nicely done. Thank you for sharing with us. I'm Lakeisha. Great job presenting. Maybe considering research and development with Milliken, they do a lot of things with their retread tires. This may be a way to take that that retread and use it in another place, but great presentation. Thank you for sharing.
I think you did a really great job articulating the problem here. I think one thing that I'd suggest is maybe looking back through the revenue model a little more, and especially in year one, as to what percentage of the market you're going to capture, because it's pretty aspirational if you're going to capture 10% of the total market in the first year. So just really thinking through your budget numbers and how that's going to unfold as your business ramps up. I know something for me whenever I was starting is I was always a little too advantageous in my early years. So.
Thank you.
Hi, Cam. I'm Sammy. Very nice to meet you. I thought you did a very awesome job. My note that I took was you are going very niche, which I think is excellent to start, but I want to make sure that you always keep the bigger picture in mind and know that not everyone's going to fall in love with martial arts, but they will find their passion and they should be able to shop with you on whatever platform you build. So like Amazon, we've learned you can just start by selling books, but in the future, you can really sell anything. So just making sure you keep that big picture mentality.
Thank you. Will do. Y'all have a great day.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darren Pascal, and this is
Destiny Shippey,
and we are
D-Squared Athletics. Did you know that only 2.7% of Americans live a healthy lifestyle? And I know what you're thinking, wow, we must do better. And I agree to a certain extent. But what exactly is living a healthy lifestyle? A healthy lifestyle includes, but is not limited to, eating a balanced diet, getting regular exercise, taking multivitamin supplements, and so much more. So now when I look at the 97.3% of Americans that don't live a healthy lifestyle, I now think, wow, how much money do you think they're saving? So let's look at the facts. $46.3 billion were spent on living and maintaining a healthy lifestyle in 2019 alone. With this fact emerged D-Squared Athletics.
We have started off with providing affordable, comfortable, and long-lasting athletic clothing to achieve this goal of a healthy lifestyle. Living a healthy lifestyle is extremely expensive, but also essential. So why not help by making it more affordable? D-Squared's merchandise is not only more affordable than your average Nike, but made with working out and looking good, as it was created by two Division I athletes who know the struggle of exercising in uncomfortable clothing.
D-Squared was launched in September of 2020. And from then to now, we have had 108 online orders, made $4,530 in revenue, and average about $43 an order. With this, we have already started generating revenue, but the plan is to continue that and go bigger.
We all know social media is one of the most important tools for a business today. With that tool, we will use what we know about athletics and fitness to spread that news across the world. On Instagram alone, we have accumulated over 10,000 likes, and just 40% of our orders come from our social media presence. We have also been active on TikTok, where we have accumulated 41,000 likes.
We are so proud of where we are today, but realize more work needs to be done. We plan to use the funds allotted to us today to hire a temporary social media specialist that will revamp and update our website accordingly. This will assist with our goal to increase revenue by 60% in 12 months. We also realize that as college athletes, it's extremely hard to manage and maintain a successful business. This person will assist with the social media calendar, teaching us the ins and outs of broadening our social media horizons, and also assist in areas that we have yet to explore. D-Squared's plan for the future is to be a one-stop shop for all things fitness. We also plan to use the funds to financially assist us in becoming certified fitness trainers so that individuals seeking to achieve a healthy lifestyle can do so with us at an affordable cost. So let's change the world together. Thank you.
Very nicely done. Thank you both for sharing today. D-Square, I love that. We have a B squared here and a T squared. The only suggestion I would have is to look at possibly an AmeriCorps member to help you with your website, to keep that up and going, because they're always looking to do civic-minded work. And also maybe looking at a local celebrity, maybe Marcus Lattimore and Steve Davis, to help promote your sales. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, great job. I really like that you're post revenue and actually have some sales that can come with its own challenges. So as you proceed forward, just know that. I always was in that scenario whenever I was pitching to people. So just be cognizant of when you're talking to people about your business, you are an actual business at this point. Make sure that they're cognizant of the fact that you're growing and not necessarily trying to drill in on the numbers. And also the second piece of advice I'd have is just stay focused. I know you said you want to use some of the money for personal training. And while that might have its benefits, I don't know if it's necessarily the most beneficial use of your funds being a consumer product brand.
Hi, y'all. I'm Sammy. I thought you did an amazing job. I really appreciated your energy levels, and I thought you were both extremely articulate. I think, just riffing again off of what Joseph said, I keep doing this in my comments, but we're all clearly aligned. Staying very focused on apparel, I think, is a great way to tackle this market. And then again, just adding another little note there, who within the apparel market? I know you have mentioned athletes numerous times. So, athletes wear something different than the athleisure stuff I grocery shop in. So knowing who your market is extremely important, because that's what all the content on your social media should be targeted towards. I also really admire the fact that you mentioned TikTok. I work in the social media space, and TikTok is a tidal wave, and I hope that y'all are going to ride it to its best abilities and really help launch your business. I think gifting some of your product to some TikTok influencers and just having them spread brand awareness will definitely lead to some sales down the line too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Hannah Sterling. Let me start off by telling you about this girl. She was constantly searching for something that would fit her physically and emotionally. She was having problems fitting in everywhere she went, and she was trying to find her peace and comfort in fashion. Maybe then she'd feel accepted, and maybe then she could accept herself. This is why I decided to start Faith in Curls, because many men, women, boys, and girls resonate with this story. Faith in Curls is an online clothing boutique, and not only did I have a passion for fashion, but I also had a passion for art and photography. I've had my business since 10th grade in high school, which gives me a background in marketing strategies and customer service, which adds value and business to my business, which sets it apart. Overall, a lot of people are lacking in finding an inclusive brand that fits all of their needs. A lot of people can't find things that cater to themselves. They want to be treated as a human being and not just a living, breathing wallet. For example, 67% of women have reported not feeling that they are properly represented in the fashion industry when it comes to their size. Faith in Curls will make you feel heard. It will make you stand out, and this can be seen through our customer highlight pictures. It is colorful and user-friendly, and this can be seen through our TikTok videos and social media posts, where we address another problem of inclusivity and stylization. Our videos and pictures are how-to guides for all of the items in our store and clothes in general. We found a way to connect with our market by creating videos that reach our customers by styling, showing behind the scenes, and more. We've had a TikTok video that's reached 1 million views, and we've also had multiple videos on Instagram that have gotten hundreds and even thousands of views. I've started doing this because it's how I create value for the customers, because I am providing videos that allow people to learn how to be their best selves. We are on a mission to foster relationships and build communities, which can also be seen through our follow-ups after every purchase and handwritten letters in every single package. We've only been open in 7 months, but we've had over 100 sales and almost $2,000 in revenue. More than 50% of these sales have come in the last month, and on this track, we are on track to double by September. Mental health is also one of the biggest problems that people face today. Everyone from younger adults to older are trying to feel wanted and empowered so that it is easier and more fulfilling to participate in a society that accepts you. Over 100 people have felt the positive impact of Faith in Curls through our mission of inclusivity. With your support, we plan to impact over 100 more in the upcoming months. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Is it Faith and Curls?
Faith in Curls, yes.
C-U-R-L-S?
Yes.
Okay, and great presentation. I'm glad that you're being very inclusive and very intentional on your market. So good job. Thank you.
I really like the impact that you're making here, and you know, working on being inclusive, but also not that you're not just looking at the social impact, but how to make that a sustainable revenue model, so you can have long-term impact and not be dependent on grant funding or outside sources. So I think it's a great model. There's a book, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, that you should read. It's by the guy that created Tom's, the shoes, and it's a really impactful book. It's something I read early on, and you know, it's just with the type of business that you're running that you take a chance to read that. I can send it to Kurt or Tyler later, or put it in the comments for you to read. I've got it on my shelf over here.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Joseph, I think it might be Start Something That Matters, but I'm just
It is. You're right. You're smarter than me. My brain's going.
No, I definitely think you should read that book as well. It's great. One big takeaway I had, Hannah, and also I think we were just DMing on Instagram a few days ago. I was like, wow, she looks familiar. And then it all just came together. So one big idea that I had for you, you touched upon customer service and how you're clearly a rock star at that. I mean, you're sending handwritten notes in every order. Why not give them a promo to come back and keep shopping?
Yes.
Let's keep them coming back and retain those customers, because if they're receiving a handwritten note from you, they already clearly want to keep shopping from you. So if you give them maybe 15 or 20% off their next order, if you can fit that within your margins and still, you know, make a profit from that purchase, I would highly advise to do that.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hi, my name is Thaddeus Dennis. I'm going to be pitching the Danielle Mobile Car Wash. So this is Sarah. Sarah has 3 young kids. Both her and her husband work full-time jobs. Both work full-time jobs. I just had a brain fart. Okay, work full-time jobs. And her family is her favorite part of her life. She drives her kids around everywhere, whether that's to soccer practice or to home from school or to birthday parties. Unfortunately, this means her car is very dirty all the time. And she does not have time to clean it on her own, and it's too inconvenient to take it to a local car wash. This is where we come in, the Danielle Mobile Car Wash. Started in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, my brothers and I were driving around trying to find a place to clean my mom's car. And the local car wash was packed all the way out to the highway. Growing up, for chores, our parents would make us clean their cars. So we knew how to do it. That day, we started a Facebook page and started running ads. The very next day, we washed our first car. So who are we? We're 4 brothers. We grew up in Charleston, making friends everywhere we went. Our parents taught us the power of relationships. And as soon as we started our first business, we knew we had to use that to our advantage. We're 3 months in, we were in 3 different magazines, and we received a letter from the governor congratulating us on starting our first business during the COVID-19 pandemic. So who's our market? Danielle Allen. 24,000 households, 71% of them are families. There's an average of 2 cars per household, and there's 50,000 cars on Danielle Allen. The average income is $2.5 million. The median income is $80,000. I bring up the average income because we are tailored to high-earning clientele who are accustomed to having people come clean their houses once a week, come clean their lawns once a week, and the next step is having people clean their cars because they want a pristine look 24/7. We have hundreds of raving reviews, a Facebook page with over 400 likes. We've built a reputation all around Danielle Allen and Charleston as the high-end and most convenient mobile car wash around. On the left, you see the package we offered. Very simple, very straightforward. On the right, we have a net sales of $35,000. We've washed over 450 cars, and as of right now, we have 40 consistent monthly customers. So what is our social and environmental impact? On average, we use 24 gallons less of water per car than a local car wash. After washing 450 cars, we've saved 10,800 gallons of water in just under a year. So where are we now? We've washed over 450 cars. We have a net sales of $35,000. Currently, we wash just under 1% of the cars on Danielle Allen. By April of next year, we want to be washing 3%. And we have a design plan and roadmap of where we want to be and where we want to go and how to get there. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you for presenting. Great job. I'm going to piggyback off what Sammy has said, but I see now that you are on the social media platform. So continue to push it out that way, and maybe look at a Groupon opportunity for individuals to get your car wash at a lower rate. Maybe that'll increase your sales. Thank you.
So I like the business model and the mobility of it. One thing I was going to suggest is, have you looked into subscription-based services so you can get a reoccurring revenue model in place? Because I think a lot of people, it's probably like getting your house cleaned, or, you know, with us, we offer a residential compost service. And so when you really look at, you know, having to go and touch these customers every single month versus if they can just sign up for a subscription-based service and, you know, that income's coming in once a week, once every other week, once a month, it becomes a lot more attractive, and it allows you to kind of compound that customer acquisition over time. So I'd suggest looking into some reoccurring revenue models and subscription-based services for the business.
I thought you did a great job. I love your idea. I would definitely personally use it if I lived on Danielle Island. I think my takeaway for you is that it's very important that you know who your customer is. And of course, like with it being a higher income customer, how are you going to continue to market to them? And how are you going to retain them, like what Joseph was saying? So a subscription/membership model would definitely be ideal. I know for me, I actually have a membership at my local car wash in California, and I am there like 3 times a month just because I drive by it and I want a clean car. So I really like that idea, and I would be excited for your team to implement that as well. And I love a family business.
Thank you, guys.
An invitation to Sunday night tacos led to a pivotal moment of realization of an earned secret that we shared. Unlike most of our friends, Rivers and I were making great money on our own schedule and doing what we love. Rivers was giving private swim lessons while I was giving pitching lessons. We realized that any experienced athlete could do the same exact thing within their respective sport if only they knew that the opportunity existed. This led us to launch Big Leagues Ball Club. Hi, I'm Drake Ives.
And I'm Rivers Clark. Welcome to the Big Leagues. The options for sport instruction are limited to YMCA camps, country clubs, or expensive lessons, leaving out the vast majority of families and a considerable gap in the market. Big Leagues is a mobile app that sends personal trainers and coaches directly to you at an average cost of $35 per lesson.
Our solution is the digital networking, scheduling, and payment platform. Big Leagues Ball Club is like Uber, but for sports. Instead of having drivers and riders, we have coaches and athletes. We offer the highest level of one-on-one coaching and training, making it convenient and affordable.
We provide an opportunity for college students to have a lucrative job with a flexible schedule. We manage a trusted scheduling platform to collect and transfer payments. With Big Leagues, athletes and parents can scroll through the profiles of our college coaches, select one, schedule a lesson, pay for it, and track the performance. Training sessions can take place at a state recreational facility or a partnering gym.
We make $15 on each 60-minute session. If we're able to add 15 coaches per month who average 15 lessons per month, our projected revenue in 6 months is $70,875 after paying the coaches. In 3 to 5 years, our business has the growth potential to make it in the big leagues. According to the NCAA, there are 8.5 million student athletes in the United States. If we capture only 2% of this available market, we project our total revenue to be $5.9 million. There's no existing business with a similar concept to ours within the area.
We're not your typical ball club. We named it Big Leagues Ball Club for a reason. It's where winners are made. Our mission is to inspire athletes across the nation and transform them into winners by teaching young athletes how to fall in love with the sport and succeed in every aspect of life. All children deserve to realize their potential and to excel as athletes. Our broad vision can serve all communities nationwide by promoting healthy outdoor activities and community engagement.
Already, we have worked with over 150 kids. Our goal is to expand our customer base beyond our area. We will obtain more users by hiring coaches with mixed demographics. With only Rivers and I coaching for 15 weeks, our combined total revenue was roughly $25,000.
Together, we've sold 200 shirts that say Big Girl. Our goal moving forward is to hire 15 coaches per month and for each coach to make an average of 15 lessons per month. We have an idea that works and we want to begin down the path of making it work. Thank you for your time and welcome to the Big Leagues.
Great job, ladies. Good to see you both collaborating on this. I love the concept. Just wondering, are there any, well, just a suggestion, any opportunities for scholarships for those that cannot pay, especially when a pandemic hits? So just something to think about for those families that may have a wealth gap during this time period. Thank you.
Great job on the pitch. And, you know, one thing I was going to suggest is you could potentially partner with some of the local fitness clubs or local high schools. Just trying to think of different places where athletes go to be trained. One thing I suggested earlier to another group is I'd look at reoccurring revenue models for the business. So, you know, instead of having to be paid in kind of one-off for every training session, see if there's a way to make that reoccurring month over month or week over week. So you kind of have a set schedule with kids and trainers, so people can get more in a routine of their work hours, which would be a lot nicer than some of the other apps out there, and be more appealing to people from a working standpoint as well as for your revenue of the business.
Hi, Rivers and Drake. I'm Sammy. I thought y'all did an amazing job. I love the energy. I mean, that literally could have been Shark Tank. So way to go on that. I have a funny story for you. So I know you guys are thinking this is just going to be kids and coaches, but when I graduated from Wofford and moved to Los Angeles, I was trying to figure it all out and, you know, picked up tennis as a hobby. And I hired a UCLA tennis player to be my trainer and to teach me how to play tennis. So don't think that this is just going to be kids, because a lot of other people, especially me in post-grad life, would be very interested in your services. I love to hear that y'all are already up and running. I think the name is super punny and you'll be able to market the crap out of it, which is always fun in my marketing mind. And then one other thought I had was, you know, I'm not a mom yet, but once I am, I would want to make sure that my coach is vetted and has a background check and, you know, is safe to send my kid to. So I know those types of things can be expensive, but something to definitely consider when scaling the platform.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys. Should we tell them we have background checks?
Hey y'all, I'm Cassie Figueroa.
And I'm Alex Schrader. I work as a content curator and graphic designer for an Instagram account with over 336,000 followers. We're both freshmen at Wofford, and today we're pitching DEC Designs.
These flags are selling on the market because there's no alternative. People are actually paying these prices for plain flags that show little to no personality. And the problem goes beyond just flags. College designs are not catered to the actual student culture, interests, and preferences. Students are sick of identical, simple, and boring dorm room decor. Sure, these flags are fine for parents and alumni, but the current options are much too basic, and college decorations and apparel are simply not targeting the actual students, college culture, or campus inside jokes. This is where we come in.
After talking to hundreds of students, including freshmen at 10 different ACC schools, we have created designs and identified a national market. These are just 3 examples of flags catered to Wofford students, but our designs will target many different schools and their students by combining fun trends with college names and slogans. Fight songs, sororities and fraternities, sports teams, the surrounding community, and places to eat at midnight are all important parts of college that university marketing departments neglect to incorporate into their designs. Our flags are catered, personal, and can't be found at overpriced campus bookstores. We will have one massive website that is easy and fun and a social media page.
This is a billion-dollar industry, and we have identified a nationwide customer base for DEC Designs. This infographic shows the possibility for expansion and growth of our brand. We will generate revenue from unit sales of our merchandise on a consolidated website for all designs and universities with very low, if not zero, customer acquisition cost. Our costs are subject to change, but right now we're looking at a 50% profit margin for our first product, flags. In the future, representatives will sell our designs from tents at tailgates and orientation events at colleges across the United States.
Getting a strong standing in small colleges like Wofford first, and then slowly scaling outwards, will effectively grow our company so we become a social name brand for college students everywhere. Sustainable and minimal packaging printed in the United States will save materials and time while stimulating the local economy. Once we're established, our vision includes launching an environmental challenge with intercollegiate competition to increase environmental education while providing incentives with money spent on our flags.
Campus morale is down right now with the pandemic, so by releasing targeted and fun designs, we will increase school spirit and the overall energy within student body. We strive to grow and foster a strong sense of community and culture on college campuses across the United States.
We have already received lots of feedback on our designs and have customers ready to decorate their new dorm rooms in the fall with these designs. After figuring out licensing, we're ready to go on our first official product launch so we can take orders and start changing the decorations and overall social environment on college campuses starting right here at Wofford. Our ultimate goal is to get acquired by Barstool or become the next Barstool that caters to each college.
Thank you for listening, and we hope that you now share excitement and vision for DEC Designs.
I love it. I can't say enough about it. I love it. My husband is a Marine, and I definitely know he would love some type of flag with the Marine Corps symbol on there. I just wanted to make sure you were aware about the licensing issue, and it sounds like you are addressing that now because you don't want to get into copyright or patent infringements or anything of that nature. But since you are addressing that issue, that's really all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to follow up on that same comment. You need to just make sure you're being careful with trademark infringement and watch out for patent trolls at the end of the day, because they'll get you. But overall, I think you've got a great business. I like the the challenge for environmental awareness too. I think it's a great concept.
I loved your presentation. Thank you guys so much. I wish you were around when I was in college. I think my sorority lost our flag like 5 times and none of us knew where to get the next one. So if only y'all were there, we would have done a ton of business together. And I think the custom approach is definitely special on college campuses. Really, people only wear what they access in the bookstore. So if you guys could be Wofford Bookstore's big competitor, I would love to see that for you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isabella Smith.
And my name is Avery Dew, and together we are Armoire, an e-commerce app that eliminates the need for Instagram closet accounts.
An Instagram closet is a regular Instagram account that people make to sell clothing items they no longer need or want. It is a great concept, connecting closet accounts and buyers worldwide, but it is unsecure and unsafe.
For the past 8 months, I've been running a successful closet account myself that makes on average $14,000 a month and has 12,000 Instagram followers. I love doing this job, but I run into many problems while doing sales. Problems such as sellers not shipping, waiting around for people to reply, and payment services shutting down after too many transactions, spending lots of time going back and forth with sellers and buyers to negotiate offers. There's a huge market for Instagram closet accounts. Our goal is to create a better and safer platform for buying and selling to avoid sales through unregulated closet accounts.
The solution to this problem is Armoire, an exclusive social and business platform for buying and selling fashion. When the app is launched, our first step is to invite sellers that currently have successful Instagram closets that we think have the taste and style that appeals to buyers that would go to Armoire to look for good deals on designer items.
This will be a great platform to browse, share, buy, and sell fashion. Let's get into Armoire's revenue model. Joining and listing on Armoire is free for the buyer and the seller. There'll be a free and premium membership. The premium membership will give buyers a first access look and chance to offer on the best items listed.
To ensure sellers are only listing their best items, Armoire will take a flat fee of $5 for every sale made under $20.
With every sale over $20, Armoire will take 20% of the sale, which is the percentage I also take on my closet account when sellers list through my page. The shipping cost will be covered by the seller or the buyer. This will depend on the seller's preference when listing their item.
Avery's Instagram closet account on average makes $14,000 a month, which is an annual revenue of $162,000. If Armoire gets 1,000 users who generate the same amount that Avery's Instagram account makes, the projected annual revenue for Armoire would be $161 million.
Believe it or not, the global apparel resale market is worth billions of dollars. It's projected by 2024 to grow to be a $36 billion market. What's a better time to start Armoire than now?
It is also projected that Poshmark will be our biggest competitor, which is okay, because we're confident that Armoire will be a better place to sell items.
Last year, Poshmark's net revenue was $262.1 million. They allow users to list whatever they like. Posts people don't want to see. Spam posts, this will not be tolerated by Armoire.
Armoire is the opposite of fast fashion. We believe Armoire will be an environmentally friendly resource for people to buy new and gently used fashion.
In order to kickstart Armoire, we need someone to help create a website and a mobile iOS app.
And to fund the marketing.
Thank you.
Great job, ladies. Loved your energy. Not that I'm a fashion guru, but I do a lot of shopping online. The only hiccup I have with shopping online is all those different ads. But I do know that's a revenue stream for sellers. So would you be considering using someone else to help with those added costs that you just mentioned by allowing them to market on your site? Just a suggestion. Thank you.
Great presentation and concept. It's a little foreign to me because I wear the same 5 pairs of pants every week. I only own 5 and like 5 shirts. So I'm not as up to speed on the fashion industry, but I definitely get the concept at the end of the day. I was going to say, I think, one thing just to be aware of is as you do your budgeting and move forward, kind of working through those first 3 years, kind of think about, how to determine what percentage of the market you're going to grasp as you ramp up your business and control your cost on the other side of it. So that way you don't get in too much of a situation of a burn or anything of that nature. So just really take a hard look at how much of the market you think you can capture, how quickly, I think is something that I didn't see in here that would be very interesting.
Hi, y'all. I thought you did an incredible job. I am definitely a shopper and definitely use Poshmark, Depop, ThredUp, The Real, Tradesy. I mean, you name it. Resale fashion is it. Fashion is having its wellness moment right now. So I will kind of keep treading along what you guys said. It's a very saturated market. You're looking at ThredUp and Poshmark, who are already publicly traded companies, but you guys have a niche. You're college students. And if I know anything about my time in college, I was raiding everyone else's closets and I wasn't really buying those clothes. I was just taking them for a week and giving them back. So my question for you to just marinate on is, what is going to make you guys different in a very crowded marketplace right now, but it's crowded with good reason. So definitely keep treading along, and I'm excited to see where Armoire goes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here to introduce Julie Ruth Interiors. My name is Julia Terrell, and my utmost passion since I was 12 years old has been design. Even at a young age, it's been my joy, my gift, and my soul, and now I'm here in front of you all making this dream come true. Now, this was my home for the last 10 years of my life. It's a beautiful mountain home in a gated community in Brevard, North Carolina. It had lots of space, a screened-in porch, and is visually appealing, thanks to me. But looks can be deceiving. Would you be surprised that this home is not healthy or green friendly, and that on average, people like my family are breathing in 72% of daily chemical exposure in their own home? Now, benzene and ethylene glycol are some of many toxic chemicals used in furniture, paints, and other building materials. During the 10 years, my family experienced headaches, episodes of poor mental health, and my mom had constant fatigue, and no one knew why. Later, we discovered that there was mold, long-term exposure to these chemicals. Not only are these materials indoor pollutants, but they are not sustainable. This is why I came up with Julie Ruth Interiors. My mission is to create eco-friendly, beautiful designs and healthy living spaces. My services will not only encourage people to live sustainably, but will enhance the quality and lifespan of design while promoting improved mental and physical health. I intend to recycle, refurbish, and use only certified products, and I'm basing my company in Asheville, where there is a growing majority of people who are environmentally and holistic health focused. Now, Asheville is a growing population with a majority in a high income bracket. I can make $4,000 per remodel. With 2 remodels per month, I can make at least $96,000 per year in hourly consulting services. In addition, with $3,000 being the average amount on sales, I can make 17% commission on these sales, increasing my revenue of up to $12,000 per year. Finally, with the help of my uncle's tech company, funded by Mark Cuban himself, there's potential for up to $100,000 in online revenue over 3 years. All of this can increase with notoriety and experience. I believe that my services will contribute to a movement that is positively changing the world's mindsets and beliefs. I think that starting with something as simple as interior design can encourage people to live a life that is sustainable, but most of all, healthier. My family is just as passionate about this venture as I am, being that my mother is an holistic health practitioner in the Asheville community, and my brother is pursuing psychology. Now, so far, I've decided upon Asheville as an ideal location for my company. I have worked under an interior design business and have networked within my community and have identified potential partners. I hope with your funds, I can market myself and jumpstart my company with One Room Designs. Thank you.
Wow, I love the concept of furniture where you just never know what furniture is causing, what side effects it's causing us, what we're breathing and what we're being exposed to. So I had never thought, oh, maybe that's what's causing some of my headaches and causing me some breathing insecurities at my house. So great job on your presentation. Continue to strive for it. The sky is not a limit, it's only a view. I can see you going really far with this.
Thank you.
I really like the angle that you're taking here. I'm not very familiar with many competitors in your space that are so heavily focused towards impact and making sure that you have a clean living space. So that you've got a really niche market here, and the market opportunity is huge in my opinion. So I'd say take advantage of it, and just do whatever you can to market yourself. And I think you're on the right footprint or the right track by starting in Asheville. I think it's a great market.
Thank you.
Hi, Julia. I'm Sammy. I thought you did an amazing job, definitely mirroring what the other judges just said. I don't know anyone else doing what you just pitched, which is honestly a first in this pitch competition so far. So congrats on that. And I think my only advice here would maybe be to get more creative with your name. You have a beautiful name, but I don't really differentiate what you do versus another interior designer. And I think your mission is so much more environmentally focused and holistically health focused as well. So if there's a way to incorporate that within your name, I think that would be way more clear when marketing to me. Great job.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Erin Dottle, and I'm a senior biology and Spanish pre-med. Today, I'd like to talk to you about fluid wellness products. Before I was diagnosed with ADHD college, I had some pretty interesting ways on how to study, on how to focus. My three main methods were nicotine, panic, and caffeine. After I was diagnosed with ADHD, I learned everything I could about ADHD's brain structure and how to structure my life in order to accommodate my ADHD. In doing so, I learned that physical activities, even something as small as fidgeting at a desk or moving your hands, can help increase the neurotransmitters needed to play a role in sharpening focus and increasing attention at the workplace or in the classroom. My marketplace is going to be Charlotte, North Carolina, where we have a large majority of our consumer basis, and we plan on selling at both the markets in Charlotte through our online methods such as Etsy and Instagram. As well as one day, we hope to be in a subscription service such as Cosbox. Fluid is focused on promoting healthy and sustainable work environments for all professionals. For me, 2020 was a bit of a dumpster fire, and I created this project, and I came up with the idea for this product as a result of the difficulties I face with in-person mixing hybrid learning with hybrid learning. Our next steps for our product is to first find sustainably and ethically sourced materials. And then after that, we plan to go to the prototyping and designing phase in order to create a good product for our consumers. After that, we plan on getting connected through social media ventures, and in addition to Attitude Magazine, which is one of the largest ADHD bases out there. After that, we plan on selling our products. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and being very transparent. My husband suffers from ADHD, and I get the understanding of how to fidget and do other things I would just only suggest how to utilize your product, right? Because with my husband, I can only give him one thing. Like if I say, babe, wash the dishes, he's only gonna wash the dishes. He's not gonna wash the silverware. He's not gonna wash the plates. He's not gonna wash. He's only gonna wash the dishes. So how would that translate to someone else that suffers from ADHD? That would be my only concern. But great job, thank you.
I think you've got a huge market sector that you can address here, and I think that's the biggest upside to your business. You know, being a psych major, I think that, you know, one thing that we see overall, it's become more of an active sector recently, but you know, people who are suffering from different types of things like ADHD just really don't get products put in the market to help them at the end of their services in the market. And so I think you've got a great market sector that you can go out and really attack at the end of the day.
Hi there, I'm Sammy. I thought you did a great job. Similar to what Joseph was saying, I feel like there's been this wave of education and realizing that so many other people suffer with ADHD as well. So thank you again for being transparent about that. And figuring out how to help people is always a great thing. So I'm excited for you to get your product up and running. I actually know the guys at CauseBox. So if you ever want that intro, once you have a great product, definitely let me know and I'm happy to make that.
Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, my name is Spencer Blackwell and I'm here to talk to you today about To a T. So if you're like me, this gives you some bad flashbacks. Flashbacks to a time where you, your loved one, a kid, or even a neighbor had to go door to door or cold call people to sell an item like cookies or wrapping paper or some other item that nobody really wanted or needed and has no real relevance to the actual fundraiser itself. So this led me to think about the problem and fundraisers in general. It's a twofold issue. Specifically, there's a lack of funding for school arts programs, and those programs are often the first to be cut. But not only this, the current options are outdated, ineffective, and do nothing to empower the children in the actual fundraiser. So what's the solution? To a T steps in. We partner, create, and raise. Let's say we partner with a school in Spartanburg. We'll go in with an idea and a prompt and say, hey, what does Spartanburg look like through your eyes? The kids will be given a To a T packet with the actual supplies needed to create a design. Those designs will be submitted and scored, and the winning design will then be printed on a t-shirt. All of their designs will be curated into a public art display, so every kid's design matters and is seen throughout the community. Those shirts can then be sold to the kids' parents, community members, and everyone else to help raise money for the arts. So how do we make our money? Well, initially we charge an upfront partnership fee of $400 that will cover those art supplies and things mentioned in that To a T packet. And for each item sold, we keep a roughly 50% profit, so that's per shirt. Looking at those numbers for a shirt, we sell at roughly $25 a shirt, which was a price we came to after doing some surveys with several hundred parents of elementary age kids. And then a cost per shirt is roughly $550 to $650, which includes 2 colors. To a T's impact may be less tangible. We might not have the recyclable goods or things like that, but I argue that it's more impactful than that. We empower and we connect kids, and kids are our future. So what better way to get started than promoting them? So far, we've focused on upstate South Carolina, and there are over 720 elementary schools in the state total. If we just focus in the upstate, that's almost 40% of them, and we've started to meet with them to discuss letters of intent. We've also created a full business plan with financial modeling and marketing plans. So why do we need the money? We got to start our first pilot cycle. This will help raise the funds for the initial partnership costs, advertising, and other fees like that. So help me create To a T and bring it to life.
Wonderful job presenting. You are absolutely right. They always have have expired on fundraising. I love your concept and your idea. I would only suggest is when you first pilot this, is to reach out to your county and local city officials and ask them to get those first set of shirts out just to kind of pilot it and get it out. And also talk with the Chapman Cultural Center to see if they could just actually put that art in there and promote those shirts for you as well. Thank you.
Great pitch, and I really think you've got an innovative way of fundraising here. When it comes to the social impact side, I was going to say, one thing you could do is look into printing on Recover shirts or some other sustainably sourced. I think you'll see better returns in the market on that, especially with the mindset of how people are shopping these days. And then another thing, I think, once you get ready and get proof of concept, I've got friends that run Jostens franchises, and maybe reaching out to them to either do a joint venture after you have proof of concept, or as some type of partner. They have the access into all the schools, and so it gets you pretty large distribution quickly to work with somebody who already has those connections, because sometimes it's really hard to get in the front door of the school systems.
Hi there, I'm Sammy. Awesome pitch. Really do love the idea, love where it's coming from, love the social impact. My only feedback on your pitch was that I would have loved to see some of the artwork in here. I know we're chatting a lot about these art programs and helping schools. So if I could have gotten a visual of what these t-shirts would have looked like, I'd have loved to even make a purchase myself. So just incorporating more art moving forward when you're having these types of conversations, I think will really help your pitch, because you have the conversation nailed down. I think we just need some more visuals. Great job.
Thank you.
Can I say one other thing? Sorry. As Joseph was saying, connect with the local superintendents for the schools to help you navigate those school systems.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for all of those. That was the last pitch that we had. We are going to start our fan favorite poll in just a second. Martin, if you can launch that in just 2 seconds. I do want to ask the judges to wrap up their scoring and get that in so we can let our 5 finalists come back for Q&A. And I am going to see if I can launch the fan favorite poll, but there it goes. So here's the deal. You'll see the fan favorite poll. Please vote for 1 in question number 1 and 1 in question number 2. Asking you on the honor system.
Actually, may I interject?
Yes.
No, just 1 in either question.
Yes. Thank you, Martin, for interjecting. Ask you to vote for 1 in either question. Just do 1 vote. I appreciate that clarity, Martin. So thank you very much. We're going to leave this open for about a minute and a half while we get the votes tallied in from the judges, and then we'll move along. I will announce the top 5 teams, and then we'll bring them in based on the order in which they presented. As we mentioned, everybody was presented in a random selection randomizer to do that. So we're just going to bring them back in the order that they presented those top 5. It's also a good time for those of you at home, after you've made your vote, to grab a snack or a drink and come back for the Q&A. We're going to do that right after this. We have a short presentation while the final tally is taken after Q&A by last year's winner, and I know you don't want to miss that.
Got the good news right here.
Oh my, it's like Ryan Seacrest on American Idol here. We have the top 5 businesses. So we are going to make sure I'm announce those, but let's wrap up the votes in the next 15 seconds. Martin, if you'll end the poll at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. You've got about 10 seconds to get your votes in.
Got it.
Thank you.
8, 7, 6, 5.
All right, we will announce that in just a little bit. Thank y'all for doing that. Martin, if you'll make sure we don't lose that information while you got it. Thank you. All right, here are your top 5 companies. They will come back for 3 minutes of Q&A with our judges, and then they will, the finalists will be announced. So this is in no particular order, but just the top 5. D Squared Athletics, Big Leagues Ball Club, Armoire, Julia Ruth Interiors, and To a T. I just want to say, while those teams are getting ready to come back in for Q&A, this was an amazing display of not only passion, but what it means to go to a liberal arts institution. If you ask those folks what their majors are, they're anything from art to finance and everything in between. It is really exciting to see those kinds of things. So we're not going to delay any longer. We're going to ask D Squared to come in and to answer some questions for the judges. They'll give a quick 10-second recap of themselves, and then they will answer the judges' questions. So again, thank you so much, and we will continue on.
Joseph, do you mind leading? I'm going to take a few notes.
Yeah, I can lead.
Hi, I'm Destiny Shippey, and
I'm Darren Pascal.
and we're D Squared Athletics.
And we are an athletic apparel brand, and we want to branch off and be a part of everything athletic. So not just apparel. I didn't know if we specified that, but we wanted to be everything athletic.
Gotcha. So one question I had, can you refresh me on the revenue model for the clothing business?
Yeah, so the revenue model, we started September of 2020, and from then to now, we've had about 108 online orders. We've had about $4,500 in sales, averaging about $43 a sale. So,
what is your cost on each one of those transactions?
On each transaction?
Yeah, so if you have a $43 sale, what's your average cost of goods on each one of those?
I would say about $25 at least.
Yeah. Okay. And where are you sourcing the products from?
Yeah, so we have a vendor out of California, and we just reach out to them through GroupMe, through
Alibaba.
Yeah, through there as well. And they source us through our clothing as well as the printing on the clothes. So we have some stitch printing and then some heat press printing, and they provide that for us as well.
Sorry, I just had a quick question off of that. You said you reach out to them through, I couldn't hear.
Sorry. Alibaba and GroupMe.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's how we contact them.
Are you getting bulk purchase price on that clothing?
Yeah. So yeah, we buy in bulk, and they give us deals on each set, and you know the branding costs a little bit extra, but they give us deals on that.
Gotcha.
And so they are branding for you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. We send them, oh, I'm sorry. We send them our logo and just about where we want it on the shirt or on the leggings or hat and stuff like that. And we have a mock-up sent to them, and they just print it on there. Like I said, they do some heat press, and then for some of our hats, we do the stitch press and stuff like that.
Are you guys partnering with a drop shipping center, or who's handling fulfillment?
They are.
They are as well. Okay. So you're really just marketing the product.
Well, we market it and we ship it as well. They ship it to us and then we ship it out. It's not, they don't ship it to who buys it as well. They'll send it to us and then we ship it out to everyone and market it. We have the clothes on hand.
Got it. Thank you.
So have y'all reached out like to your local Y or to local trainers here in upstate and asked them if they would house some of your material in-house or buy it from you on site and let them sell some of your materials?
So we actually we're about to partner with this company called Cardio, and they're opening a weight training facility in the next few months. And they said that they would be looking to us to contract them, get them shirts for their employees. We haven't had much else development with that in a while, but we have been contacted by companies for that. But we do plan to go out and get our merchandise out in some of these local retail spaces.
And are you on the City of Spartanburg Minority Business website for Black entrepreneurs?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It's a great opportunity for your name and your brand to be forecasted throughout the city of Spartanburg and abroad. And then also sell to them.
Absolutely.
Why not? It's an automatic no if you don't ask, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That answers all my questions too. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Rivers. I'm Drake. And we are Big Leagues, which is a mobile app and website that connects qualified coaches in different sports to you.
Joseph, do you want to start off?
I'll let you take it first. I'm trying to formulate my question.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have an operating product right now, or how are you currently running your business?
So right now we have a website. We have done background checks and all of that for our coaches. We've gathered coaches really. We're starting within the state, specifically looking at Charleston, Columbia, Greenville, getting coaches from those areas first, and hopefully going to expand into North Carolina, Georgia, all of that.
How are you currently marketing your businesses?
Social media and through the lessons that we've already done. So we don't have a pre-existing product, I guess, with Big Leagues Ball Club, but Rivers and I have a big network of kids that we've worked with, over 150 of them, that we're going to use to reach out. And also through college athletes, kind of marketing a name, and then parents would be able to schedule a lesson.
Awesome. My final question, do you guys have a referral program in place for the kids' friends to come with one of your coaches and get a lesser rate through some promotion y'all are offering through that program?
So as of right now, we've said it's an average of $35 per lesson, and we would be making an average of $15 per lesson, but it would be a split 80-20. So we would keep 20, the coaches would keep 80, and the price of the lesson is going to vary based on what that coach decides to charge.
Got it. The financials make perfect sense. Are y'all putting a referral program in place so that when the kids have friends who also want to have a coach through the big leagues, they can come through you with some type of promotion? It's a way that we scaled our business to 10 times its size. So I think that would work really well with the word of mouth that referrals can have.
What do you think what is your kind of plan for scaling up? How do you think the revenue is going to trend over the next 36 months?
So our goal is to hire 15 coaches per month in one area and have them doing an average of 15 lessons per month. So we're going to start in June in Columbia, South Carolina, and say we've got 15 coaches. We're going to put them on the website, get them doing 15 lessons. Once we get them in Columbia, then we're going to go to Charleston, and we're going to take each area, say 15 coaches from here, 15 coaches from here. Y'all do your lessons, and then just quick expand from Columbia out instead of scattering and connecting the dots.
That makes sense, being geographically centered. What have you seen? So I guess the two of you have been coaching to date, and you said you produced how much revenue in what amount of time?
15 months, $25,000.
And then what is the time commitment that you're looking for? Are you putting in place any type of minimum time commitment for a coach per month, or can somebody go and just do like a 30-minute lesson and that's all they do for the whole month?
It depends on the coach. Right now we put 60, but that's a very easy, flexible fix. You could do 30, 45 an hour.
Yeah, I guess my question is, do you have like with a coach, do you have a minimum like amount of time that they're required to work on a monthly basis? Because you have a fixed cost in doing your background checks and vetting those coaches and getting them up on the platform. And so I didn't know if you had like some minimum requirement for each coach that you were looking for them to put in from a time perspective.
Official. Probably would not schedule a lesson with a coach that's any less than 30 minutes.
Okay.
We would ask them probably to commit. I would say we still have to talk this through, but they have to give at least 5 to 10 lessons per month if they want to be committed to big leagues.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they can choose their time, their days. That is very flexible.
Similar to the way that the Uber works, you drive on your own time, you list your Airbnb whenever it's open. It's like we want to have enough coaches at some point to be able to say work on your own time. But as of right now, until we get to a point where we can afford that that app, we're gonna have to put some requirements on there.
I think I'm sorry.
No, my last question was, this brought up one other question kind of with your answer there, like how are you going to hedge against having enough coaches in a marketplace so that you don't leave customers stranded without the ability to contract with a coach to provide those lessons? I know Uber did. I'm actually reading the Uber, one of the books about the business case study on Uber right now, and how they captured the market and got drivers placed in markets so that they wouldn't have people having an issue getting rides. What's your strategy there to make sure you have coaches to fulfill the amount of demand that you might have in the market?
We're looking to start with a specific sport and then expand out. So right now I have softball. I don't want to have softball, basketball, every single sport and only one coach. We would say, right now we have softball in your area and we're going to create a network based around one sport. And then once we have softball, good, and then soccer, good, then we'll move on to the next sport. But until then, we're thinking about doing coaches that we don't have their sport yet. They could maybe do an online course where you could buy a course. So if you're not in the area, don't have time for the lesson, you could buy somebody's online course.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'd recommend reading. There's a lot of case stories on Uber, or case studies on Uber out there, as well as some of the other ones, and you're going to see some of the similar market factors that they did. So you can probably take their marketing strategies.
Well, I think you answered my questions about coaches, referring coaches, or to build your network. And also, what about the winter months? I think you answered that as well, so they could do some online services as well. So you answered mine organically. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Isabella Smith.
And I'm Avery Dew, and together we are Armoire, an e-commerce app that eliminates the need for Instagram accounts and avoids the spam listing as we all see on Poshmark.
I can take the lead here if y'all want me to. So I mentioned to you earlier that I'm not familiar with the competitive landscape in the marketplace. Can you just explain to me a little bit more about your market competition and how you're different from those competitors?
So the main problem that I see all the time with my closet account is like, there's so many issues of doing it on Instagram, and a lot of people choose not to sell on Poshmark because there's posts such as spam posts where people are like, I'm in search of this item. It's not really a listing. It's a lot of junk posts. So a lot of people try to avoid Poshmark by posting things on Instagram and creating their own Instagram page that's linked to their real account. So then it's like you follow your friend and then you follow their closet account. And our whole idea of making this different is step up from Poshmark, where we can regulate posts that come in. So with my closet account, when I have posts come in the direct message, I either approve them if I think it's something that's going to look good on my page, and then if it doesn't, then I will decline it and like not post it. So our whole idea is to post things after approval by Armoire, but not anything too serious where it gets into like where you have to send in an item. Like there's companies such as The RealReal and other high-end designer resale like platforms where you have to send in items, and a company like The RealReal will sell it for you. But our whole idea is to regulate them without having to bring the item in and then sell it from there.
Also, another thing I will say is that I have tried to sell through an Instagram closet account, and it got to the point where people wanted to buy my stuff, but then wouldn't send me their shipping address. Then I wanted to buy other people's stuff, and I thought I would get scammed to take my money, and I would never get the item I was looking for. So there's a huge problem with that being unregulated and unsafe. I mean, you're giving people your address, and that's unsafe. You have no protection by anything. Another thing I will say, I have sold on Poshmark, and I bought on Poshmark. It takes me around 30 minutes to find, let's say, a Lululemon top that I want, because I'm going through looking for the best deal, looking for my size, looking for the color I want, and people are tagging their posts that have nothing to do with what I'm looking for, and it takes so long to scroll through and just find something I want, and it's annoying. And it's just annoying.
And I have noticed about the safety of selling on Instagram where there's not an app like keeping people protected. And I think one of the good things about running my closet page is people will send me pictures of their item. I'll say, okay, that looks great. I'll list it for you. And then if it sells, then the person who buys it will then pay me. And then after I have proof of shipment and see that the item is in transit to the buyer, then I hold on to the money until I see that it's in transit, and then I release the payment to the seller. That way a buyer's protected whenever they pay for something. If it's not shipped out, then I refund them and they get their money back. So I think having like a trustworthy platform of buying and selling is really important, especially right now when people are buying and selling every day.
So real quick.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow up to try and understand the model. With the Instagram closet, so basically you're a clothing broker at the end of the day with Instagram closet. And this is basically a way to streamline that brokerage business from a used clothes perspective, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That perfectly leads into my question and where I see there being an opportunity in the market. What annoys me personally about Poshmark is that I'll buy the Lululemon leggings, but the owner won't ship them for a full week, and I'm just waiting and waiting. They're probably on vacation and I'm here waiting. So are you guys planning to build a platform that has the same supply chain as someone like Poshmark, where I can list my closet, anyone can come shop it, and then since someone bought something through me, I'm responsible for that fulfillment? Or similar, Avery, to I think how you've described your Instagram account, people are sending you their clothes and then you're acting as this broker and then selling them out. Is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going. Oh.
No, I was stopping. I'm curious, how are your sellers going to be sending you the clothes as essentially like their consultant and then you're sending them out, or are people listing them and selling them themselves?
So how it works is people will list their item, and I mean, I would never have somebody send the item into me because that's just an extra shipment that's just not really needed. So after it sells, and sometimes I'll have to negotiate, I'll be like, I have an offer for 70, would you accept that? You would end up getting, I think like $52 since I would take 20% of the sale. So I always negotiate and have to go back and forth a lot, which can be a little bit annoying, but it's always worth the sale. So I always go through the effort.
So they keep the item.
Yeah, so they would keep the item. I would send them the address to ship to. And then you mentioned how you're always waiting for people to ship. That was something that got a little bit annoying for me. I was like, okay, this person bought their shoes and they're still waiting. So if it's 3 business days and a seller has not shipped their item, I immediately refund the buyer. And I tell the seller that their sale is canceled and they're welcome to relist it, but they have to ship within 3 days because it's only fair to the buyer to have tracking information very shortly after buying it.
Are y'all familiar with the ThreadUp model where they send you a bag to send in all the clothes you don't want, and then they go through it and essentially list it for you?
I've heard of it recently. I am a Rent the Runway user, and I had one of those in my packages, and I'd never heard of it, but I looked into it a little bit and I thought it sounded really interesting.
Okay, definitely look into it. I can even talk to you on the side more. We have a mutual investor. They're killing it right now, like absolutely crushing it. And I think if you took on that business model, you'd actually be protecting that barrier of people not shipping when they need to. And that would be a huge differentiator, because that would make you more competitive to ThreadUp and The RealReal and Tradesy, who own the item, and you can verify that item before it's being sent out. So that, I think, is a great way for you to differentiate yourself from Poshmark and Depop. But I think my big question, more existential than that's going to be answered on this panel, is just how are you going to stand out, and what's going to continue to make you very different?
So like we said, it's going to be, at first, we want it to be a pretty exclusive thing. So people that are selling they have to submit an application for us to see, okay, what are you selling? What's the price brand, what brand, and how are you going to list it? Like, we need to see the photograph of it, or if they take it from online, we need to see that it's the actual product, etc. And it's going to be very regulated, because we want to take out all of the nitty-gritties of Poshmark. So it's going to be exclusive. We choose who's selling at first to set a standard for the next sellers to come along.
So thank you, ladies, so very much. How do you guarantee that what they're seeing in that picture is what they're actually getting? And then I know you don't release it until it's actually shipped. I had a bad experience with ordering Lysol during this pandemic, and they shipped it back to themselves. So of course I lost my revenue. So how do you prevent that in the event someone ships and it looks like it's coming to the facility or the location that they plan to ship it to, but they actually have it set up to come back to themselves?
One of the things that I've found really successful that we really would want to carry into our idea of Armoire. So I actually also own a jewelry business, and so I'm always shipping packages out all the time, and I use a platform called Pirate Ship, where you prepay the label, you ship it out. I can keep track of all the packages, and this would be something we would really want to move into Armoire, where we can make the labels and we can see where they are, and we know the exact address that it's going to, and we can input that. Because, you know, in Poshmark, you can get the label through Poshmark and it's ready to be shipped out. This is something we would want to use with our shipping model.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We're gonna have to wrap this one. Yeah, we're out of time. I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much for your questions.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I am Julia Terrell. I am in Julia Ruth with Interiors. I represent sustainable and healthy design that promotes improved mental and physical health.
Can you talk me a little bit more through your revenue model?
Absolutely. So there are different ways that I can generate revenue. One, through hourly consulting services, where I charge hourly. I am looking at $100 per hour, which is around average amount that an interior designer of any kind charges. And I can make, I am heading for 2 projects per month. And each project is on average around $4,000 per job. It can range from $5,000 to $11,000. Some could even go and be outliers of $300,000 jobs. So that is a general estimation, but that is the least amount that I can make is about $96,000 in annual revenue. Now, in addition to that, I can take 17% commission from sales, which is in general around product sales during the project can be around $3,000. And that again is on average. A lot of these can vary depending on the project. And finally, I have connections that can allow my, my online revenue to flourish. And I can utilize that and market myself online and even sell products online if I wanted to.
Where does is 17% commission industry standard?
Yeah, so that is that again is around the average amount of commission that people get or people take from sales in design. It is just because when it comes to partnering with companies, you can have certain companies that while you use their products, you get paid for using their products. So for example, Atelier Maison is an eco-friendly company in Asheville. It's well known and has a lot of these projects or a lot of these products that I can utilize and partner with, and it would allow me to gain that extra revenue.
Gotcha. Just one note, if you do go to raise funds of any kind, let me know. There's a ton of money in the ESG and impact space right now.
Absolutely.
That actually also answers all of my questions. So Joseph, kudos to you for asking really great questions. And yeah, I think there's a ton of alignment in what both of y'all are doing. So excited to see that as well. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
I'm in agreement, Julia, with the other two. You're absolutely fine, dear. I was going first. I'm sorry, but great job. Great marketing. The only thing is, what are you going to do when you put these other people out of business? And what do we do with that extra furniture just lying around? So, but great job. And Joseph, thank you for asking those pertinent questions.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Spencer Blackwell again, representing To a T.
I'll let somebody else go first this time.
Have y'all, hi there again. Have y'all tested this yet? Do you have any case studies of any school being, I know there's been interest, but have y'all tested this yet?
So this idea was created around last January, February, and we all know it started then. So it was impossible to get into a school during then, and no schools were fundraising during Zoom. So the first chance I had to really get into schools was this past fall. And a lot of them have already created their fundraiser allocations for the year, so they weren't able to onboard us until the oncoming year. And I've actually met with 2 schools here in Spartanburg, and they both are interested in signing letters of intent, but I have not actually been able to physically run through like an MVP cycle.
That's very exciting. And that was my main question. I love your business idea, and I'm excited to see it really come to life.
I love it as well. Just wondering if you thought about early child care facilities. They are definitely workers that we need on the front line, as well as nurses, especially even with this pandemic. I got a 3-year-old goddaughter, and they were still doing those coupon books. But just wondering if you had thought about maybe daycare facilities as well as essential workers.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a field that we want to expand into, and we want to, with the whole model, incorporate and represent as many people as we can. The reason I started with elementary schools is because their ability, those students are at the age where they can, create art that represents an actual prompt. But we could branch off the model where we maybe don't give a prompt as specific as, Spartanburg, what does it look like through your eyes? but could expand it to a model where you can do fundraising in areas like that.
Spencer, parents will pay for anything if their child's fingerprints are on it and that baby say that's their hand. Parents are gonna buy that shirt. They won't care what the cost is, and they'll wear it to every family function. The child's fingerprints could be up here, and it wouldn't even matter. Parents are very proud of anything that their child contributes to. So keep that in mind. You may have to switch your thought process up, and like again, it could be handprints. Parents will buy it.
And yeah, that's the feedback I've gotten with so far, is they love how it's connected to their students. They'll be more willing to pay. So I appreciate that feedback.
Mm-hmm.
My question is how do you how'd you derive the revenue model and the 50% profit share? Is that industry standard or just a number that you came up with? Just be interested in what your kind of competition in the space is taking as far as a profit share.
Yeah, so kind of like I mentioned, they're your traditional coupon book, things like that, or just fundraisers that the actual school does that isn't a company. But the one major one that most people have heard of is Boosterthon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but they come to your school and people pledge money on each student and they run laps. That's essentially, how they fundraise. And their model is they charge, I believe, $2,000 for an upfront fee, and they tier their revenues. So, if the school raises a certain amount, they take 40%, 30%, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a smaller upfront fee because we're only providing the art materials. And the 50% is also tiered based on, how much money a school raises. Because at the end of the day, this is something that I've tweaked after meeting with those two schools, because we want it to be beneficial for the schools to raise money. But for example, if 400 shirts are sold, just 400 in an elementary school, with the 50-50 split and the cost of shirts, that could be $6,000 for the school and $6,000 for us.
Understood. And if you do get proof of concept on this, let me know. I've got a friend that's pretty involved in working in this sector that I can put you in touch with, and he's probably willing to help.
I appreciate that for sure. Good. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
My staying here.
Awesome. Thank you again, judges, for those awesome questions, and thank you to our teams. Now, while we do our final deliberation, we've got a special presentation. Last year's winner of the Terrier Startup Challenge is Amanda Vi, and her company is Viable Cosmetics. It is an environmental friendly makeup company. So I'm excited to welcome Amanda to the screen to share a little bit about her company. So that's awesome. Also, real quick, while I've got a little bit of a technical problem with the screen share, I just want to say, I know some folks had some misinformation about the poll. I appreciate you bearing with us and being patient. You did have to vote for both questions, and thank you all for figuring that out and being patient with us. Give me 2 seconds while I figure this out. Never mind. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that, Amanda.
Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Vi, and as Kurt was saying, I am founder of Viable Cosmetics. I am from Lynchburg, Virginia, and I'm a junior at Wofford. And we did win the Terrier Startup Challenge last year. And by we, I mean my partner, Savannah Taito, and myself, who cannot be here today. But we pride ourselves in having an environmentally friendly company. So we use PCR, post-consumer recycled plastic, for our products, as well as being clean and all natural. So there are no harmful chemicals in any of our products. So just a little bit more about our story. When I first got to Wofford, I knew I wanted to be in the entrepreneurship program. I knew the launch program was one of the main reasons I really looked at Wofford. But when I came, I knew that I wasn't in any way good at chemistry. And so with the launch program, I actually was able to be paired up with another entrepreneur in our program, Savannah, who's a chem major.
And together we ended up creating Viable Cosmetics. So she is kind of more the product development side, I'm more the marketing side. And so last year when we entered the Terrier Startup Challenge, obviously it was a little bit different than I had seen in previous years, as it was completely virtual. And as you can see, this is the Instagram post that we were told about the event by, which is kind of funny because that was really the beginning of the pandemic and everything. So everything was a little up in the air for everyone. But when I talk about last year and winning and everything, I think that I was telling Tyler the other day how I was so excited and I was so ecstatic, but there was nothing like when I came back this year and was able to access the funds that we were lucky enough and blessed enough to have. And so without winning the Terrier Startup Challenge, I can 100% say that we would not be where we are today, because without the funding, I just would not have been able to start where I wanted to. So that was absolutely amazing. It's been such a blessing. We also, I am so thankful of the program itself, because it's just a whole program of entrepreneurs, student entrepreneurs. So we all were able to, we would have weekly meetings and we'd talk about what other people were doing and everyone would spitball ideas. And so I think that the Terrier Startup Challenge absolutely changed my whole, possibly my whole career path, but also just being in a program that is fully dedicated to student entrepreneurship is unbelievable. And I'm very thankful for that too. So that was now a year ago, and I am excited that this interim, or our month of kind of a January term that's now in May, where we all focus on a certain class or take a trip, I decided to work on Viable Cosmetics for the month, doing a learning work interim. And I am so excited that we have launched our first product. It's called a Moon Jelly Highlighter. It's in 3 shades. It's $12.99. It's an aloe vera based or gel based product. So it is very natural. It's good for the skin. It's cooling. It smells great. And so we last semester, October, November, we had started product development, and then we did some photo shoots this past semester. And we were very excited to launch about 2 weeks ago, I guess it is now. And so I'm so excited. I'm so thankful for everything I've been given through the Terrier Startup Challenge. And now I'm able to offer y'all, which is crazy for me to say after only being open for 2 weeks, but the first 8 people, so go ahead and try, but the first 8 people who go to www.viablecosmetics.com, which is VIEABLE Cosmetics. Go ahead and scroll to the bottom and put in your email in the subscribe section, and the first 8 people will actually get a free whatever color they want of the Moon Jelly Highlighter. And if you don't know quite all that much about different makeup products, highlighter is, as you can see on our models, it's a beautiful way to highlight the face on your cheekbones, your lips, your nose, your eyes, things like that. So it'll be absolutely awesome to see some of these emails roll in. And I'm excited to see how everything else goes for everyone else. Thank y'all, and good luck to everyone out there, really.
All right, thank you, Amanda, for sharing that. And it's awesome to hear these stories of what an impact the Terrier Startup Challenge can have for students on their trajectory with their ventures. It's really cool to see. So we're now at the closing stages of the competition. And so while I've got everyone captive on the edge of their seats waiting to hear who's taking home what prize money tonight, I would like to thank our judges sincerely. These events would not be possible. They would not be successful without all of you. The feedback, the comments, the questions, you guys were amazing. So thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who viewed this and who attended. This was fun for us. We never would have imagined that we'd be doing the Terrier Startup Challenge as a live webinar, but we've had a blast this year, and we thank you all for participating. And then lastly, I'd like to thank Dr. Clay Louder, who jumped in the comments and said he was willing to donate to the prize pool to support some of the teams. Thank you. That's tremendous. That support will be hugely impactful for these students. And so we thank you, and we will be in touch. So now I think I will start off by sharing who won the fan favorite. So thanks everyone for participating in that. $500 will be going to D2 Athletics for winning the fan favorite vote. All right, and so we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. The team that finished in 5th this year, who will be getting $750 to help kickstart their venture, is Big Leagues Ball Club. Congratulations to that team. In 4th place, taking $1,000 in startup funding, is To a T. In 3rd place, taking $1,250, is D2 Athletics. In 2nd place, taking home $2,250 to help kickstart their venture, is Armoire. And that means that our 1st place team taking home $3,250 to help kickstart her sustainable interior design business is Julia Ruth Interiors. So congratulations to all these students. Thank you all again so much for the support. If you want to get involved with what we're doing here at Wofford, you can email us at Wofford Entrepreneurship, or actually at entrepreneurship@wofford.edu, and we can get you in touch with any of these students if you want to support them or if you have connections in these industries. But that's all we've got. We're going to wrap up. Thank you all so much and have a great night.